What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Game of the Week show. I'm Matt, that's Dan, and that's Ash.
Hey.
Take two.
Take two.
Right, we're going to try and get through this very quickly today because it is very, very hot.
It is very warm.
So I hope you're all nice inside and watching this video rather than being social at the beach and stuff, because you don't want to do that. You're going to be getting burnt. It's not a fun time.
Yeah, exactly.
Come and listen to us talk about video games. This is what we do every single Monday. We get together, we talk about the latest and greatest news stories from within the industry. We then also go through the game releases for that week and then each pick our favourite game in the week. So if you are a fan of video game news, stories, conversations, reviews, let's plays, and more, you can find out everything we do on our website, thegamerinitiative.com.
We really should script that first bit.
It's basically scripted. I got it nailed down. It's sunstroke.
You just had to remember that he does do Let's Plays, that's all.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So we're kicking off today's news with, some may call it a negative story. Warner Brothers are in trouble with the US government. They have been given a proposed settlement because they have been responsible or found guilty of a deceptive marketing campaign back in 2014 where they failed to adequately disclose that they paid YouTube influencers to promote Shadow of Mordor. Now, two things wrong with this, really. Number one, don't be shady when you're trying to publicise a game, so that's bad enough.
Yeah.
And number two, this was a fantastic game anyway. You didn't need to do anything shady. The reviews
Yeah.
spoke for it. Like, it's not like... I can understand it when people try and buy reviews for dodgy games, but like this one, like Game of the Years and stuff, it was already a great game, so... I don't know, do you think... we always hear about these things of... everyone's always like... They say to things like IGN, the GameSpot's the big ones that... Activision always pay them to review Call of Duty's high, and EA Sports, EA giving them all the money to give them reviews and stuff. And obviously that doesn't generally happen. This wasn't actually positive reviews. This was just kind of marketing the game. So the videos in question were kind of Let's Plays.
Yeah.
And then the guys, they basically were asked not to say anything negative about the game. But it wasn't actually reviewing it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was basically like they were told that they couldn't include any bugs or glitches and things like that in anything that they showed. So it was like, it wasn't so much reviewing, it's more censored so that everything seen was in the positive light.
Yeah. It was more explaining about the game, talking about the game and explaining about it rather than...
It was like an advert, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like you're not going to put your character glitching through the floor in an ad you see on TV, are you?
Yeah.
Of course
They should.
They should.
It'd be a very different marketing campaign.
Sometimes some games though they kind of play on the glitches, like like these kind of ragdoll simulators, like goat simulators. It's like how badly can you make the game glitch and stuff like that. So the main person that was getting a lot of bad rep for this is PewDiePie, because obviously he's a huge YouTube star and everyone likes to.
I assume
hate
we're
on
going
him.
to put his name in the titles purely for hits this week.
No, I'm not going to be one of those
Okay.
people. I suppose I could do. PewDiePie is a phony. No. I mean, but from the sound of it, like he's posted a video responding to this, which is very ironic because it's had over 6 million views, and he's going to be making thousands of dollars off responding to this, which is kind of very ironic anyway.
It is.
But he says he didn't do anything wrong. He said that the titles that these various news outlets were in themselves clickbait articles saying that he reviewed the game and stuff, and he didn't review the game. Like we said, he was just playing the game and enjoying it. I think the most positive thing he said was, I had good fun playing this game.
Yeah.
I was like, well, okay.
And which, like you said, because of the Game of the Year awards and stuff like that.
It was probably an authentic comment anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he did disclose this, but it was in the comments where you had to click read more and go down, and you have to be a very kind of, you have to make it as clear and concise as possible.
Yeah.
And burying it in the comments is not very good. Luckily, we don't have such a problem because no one wants to give us any money to sponsor anything.
However, we would be open.
However, yes, we'd be open. We're always open to sponsorship deals. If anyone wants to come to us, we will always disclose it as clear as possible, so you don't have to worry about getting in trouble when you approach us. But it's good to see that at least the FTP, they're doing their job, that people don't get away with these kind of shady things, because this is the new way of advertising games now, isn't it? It's not big marketing campaigns, it's actually getting YouTubers, because that's how people get their game content now.
It is.
It's not traditional media. It's just like you have personalities that you trust, and you go and listen to them and see what they say about games.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, where are you going to get the most exposure to an audience of people? It is via social media. It's via YouTube, and not just putting an advert on the telly or a little excerpt in a newspaper or magazine. That is part of the marketing campaign, but that's not the biggest part, I wouldn't have thought.
And I think as well, for the most part, is when it's up front now and mentioned that this game or this video is sponsored by whatever, you're getting the clean-cut version of their gameplay, whereas if it's just a regular Let's Play or whatever, whatever you're going to see is anything could be part of that game. So if it's not mentioned at the front these days that it's a sponsored Let's Play, you could see anything that could be glitches. You could see the game crash multiple times. And
And
so you get a better idea of what form of content you're getting now with YouTube as well.
You got to remember as well that just because it's sponsored doesn't mean people can still be sponsored by something and authentically like it.
Yeah.
As well, it's don't at the same time. As soon as someone says it's sponsored by this, don't immediately think everything they're saying.
No, that's what I'm not saying. What they're saying about the game. I'm just saying in terms of the actual gameplay itself is always going to be the positive,
the shiny stuff. So there we go. Anyway, hopefully companies will learn from this and be a bit more. We have moved on. This was 2014, as I said. It has moved on a lot since then. Now I think everything is pretty transparent.
Yeah.
But moving on, we've got some Microsoft news here now, and a little bit disappointing to hear that they're not going to be holding a press briefing at Gamescom this year. Which a little bit disappointing because we saw quite a lot of games at their Gamescom conference last year, like Halo Wars 2. We saw Crackdown, which coincidentally enough we didn't see any Quackdown at E3, so we don't kind of know really what's happened to that game.
Yeah,
Xbox did say they didn't need to show it and they didn't need to bring it this year because their lineup for this year is already filled with awesome stuff, which is they do have a pretty.
Yeah,
they did have a fair point.
Yeah,
in the amount they're already bringing.
Yeah, we have already got quite a lot on the agenda, and perhaps they feel it's what's the point of investing this money maybe in Gamescom, because obviously it costs them the money to put that on. And maybe they feel that if they did their own, maybe they might do their own sort of conference, perhaps maybe further down the road, that it is fully on them. There's nobody else distracting, if you like, the audience away from Microsoft, and it'll be a pure Microsoft sort of conference, perhaps.
That's I think the possibility, because obviously we've seen it with PlayStation, Sony. They do their PSX in December now. There is also still Paris Games Week in Europe as well, so we could still see that. And just to clarify, they are still going to be at Gamescom. They're just not holding a press briefing.
Yeah,
they're going to be on the show floor for people that are going to the event. And they said they're focusing on they said it's a new and more intimate Xbox fan fest, whatever that means. We'll find out more details eventually, I'm sure. But they have confirmed the games like Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, Halo Wars 2, Recore, Sea of Thieves, We Happy Few, and Cuphead will all be at Gamescom and playable if people are going to that event. Maybe we should look to go one year. It's in Germany in August. I think it's like the 18th to 22nd or something.
Isn't there usually something in London as well every year?
No, but there's something in Birmingham, which is Europe, the EGX, which is in September. So we could go to that. But I have zero money right now, because I just booked my holiday. Not that they need to know or care about that. Going to Dubai, if anyone's interested. Because I have all of my YouTube money coming in now. Sorry guys, I forgot to tell you about that. Okay. Staying with Xbox, and we have potentially a release window for Sea of Thieves. We saw the game being played E3. This is their kind of multiplayer-centric pirate game. And Xbox Australia tweeted this week that the game will be coming in February 2017. So when you see a tweet from a verified Xbox Twitter account, you think, oh, that's probably quite official.
Yeah.
But Microsoft were very quick to say that no release date has been announced. The tweet from Xbox Australia was removed, and they said that right now their only focus is on bringing a closed beta to their fans. So I think, would we safely agree that February 2017 is probably the release date? They just didn't want to say it just yet.
Probably.
They probably don't want to commit to it just yet, but yeah, we see this time and time again, don't we, where things are just leaked accidentally. Someone's had a slap on the wrist.
I always find it funny when it's Australia that does the leak, though.
Yeah.
It's the place where it's hardest to get a game certified properly without having to
but
anything.
I don't think you have to get a game certified for it to give a release window, though.
No, but it's just like it's always the one where so many hoops have to be jumped through.
Yeah,
whenever they're the ones tests.
Yeah,
it's not quite Amazon France, though, is it?
No.
I think Xbox Australia probably have it a bit.
They've probably had their Twitter rights revoked from the parent now. They're like, right, you're not in charge of tweeting stuff anymore.
Yeah,
it's just such a weird thing to tweet, apparently accidentally.
Yeah.
Like, how can you send out a tweet like that? I don't know. But the game, when it does eventually come, probably in February 2017, will have the Play Anywhere feature, Windows, Xbox, cross-play, cross-save, cross-buy. So, are we excited for this game, Ash?
Yeah, to some degree as well. I think it's the release date, if it is going to be February 2017, it's a good time. It's a time where I do a lot of gaming. February, March. It's
dark, cold and wet.
Yeah, dark, cold and wet evenings, and it's perfect really for gaming. So I do tend to plough through quite a few games that time of the year. So definitely one I'm keeping my eye on, and if it doesn't come in February, then it probably is one that I'll be picking up.
Yeah, my biggest concern is the fact that it's just seems to be so multiplayer centric.
Yeah, but I've adapted more towards those sorts of games over the last 2 years, I would say.
What a social retard.
Trying to
be all sociable and shit.
It's not that. It's just I was always very, I suppose, narrow-minded when it came to games. In that I didn't really look at anything that was multiplayer centric. Whereas now I don't mind looking at those sorts of games. I mean, I suppose you could say The Division, falls into that category to some degree.
I would disagree. Would you just because you can play that entire game single player?
Okay, you can, yeah, but
it's more of a point like Star Wars Battlefront. I mean, that
okay,
you enjoyed a lot of that, didn't you?
The few
still in the cellophane, isn't it?
Well, I've got maybe 10, 20 minutes of game time.
Oh, so it has been opened.
It got out.
Progress.
I've got maybe 20. We'll go for 20 minutes of gameplay.
Wow, so you probably played a whole match then.
Yeah. I thought I've got to have a look at it. So it's like, actually, we mentioned another game earlier in the show, Shadow of Mordor, which is still in the cellophane. So
2014 game. Well, that's probably a bit long gone now.
Yeah.
How about you, Dan? Is this a game that would tempt you over to this side?
I'm very much like you in the fact that it's multiplayer centric. It's like I don't mind those sort of games when I know I'm going to be playing with a group of friends that I already know. So and it's more sort of like along the lines of a lot of what happened with The Division on the multiplayer side of it was me going into like the Dark Zone sort of thing and just around a bunch of randoms and so on. I might team up with some of them and have an okay time for an hour or so. And other times I'd team up with them, go to the extraction, and then immediately
they'd screw you over.
Yeah, it literally happened one time. I got kicked out of the group by the guy shot in the back and lost all the good loot I just picked up, kind of thing.
That's cold-hearted.
So it's like, admittedly, it wasn't stuff I needed, but it was still good level.
It's the principle. Yeah. The principle of not being stabbed in the back.
But that's the kind of thing where it's like it's so up in the air of whether you're going to have fun or not with completely random people.
Yeah.
That I'm
yeah.
kind of like,
I suppose it would be quite fun. I suppose in if we to flip that to Sea of Thieves, you would be in charge of one of the cannons or something, and then they decide to turn on you and just push you over the boat, and then you fall into the ocean and then they sail off. That'd be quite funny. Not for you, but for
everyone else on the boat.
I would see the funny side of that sort of thing, but you know what I mean. It's like when you jump into games like that, you want to know that you're going to be enjoying it.
Yeah, it's important.
I mean, from my biggest concern is not so much necessarily the multiplayer element; it's just the depth of the game. Like we saw it played at E3, and we saw these two teams, basically manning a ship and then like shooting each other, and then the ship sinking and stuff like that. Like that's all wonderful, but like, is there any purpose to the game? Like you have these elements in Assassin's Creed.
I think you are meant to be able to go off and find treasure and stuff, and with your crew.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I think the details are still quite sparse in this game at the moment. They've obviously kept it quite close. I'm sure we'll see a lot more towards the end of the year.
I think if we can, nice to get some beta on this just to see if we can
try and get into it, see what's going on. So yeah, there's a closed one coming up. I would assume you probably go over to the CFU's website and sign up to it. So moving on, we've got some more Batman release updates. We talked about the Arkham Collection a couple of weeks ago, how it was supposed to be coming out this month, and then it got delayed. The reports are now saying that the game will now be coming November at the earliest. This is, multiple sources have confirmed this to Eurogamer, so obviously that would be a 4-month delay, which is pretty significant. But more importantly,
November's busy.
do not release this game in November. Everyone's already like, well, I don't really need old Batman games.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone got angry that it was missing the Origins and also, or more specifically at least, the Arkham Knight.
That and it looks worse.
And yeah, some of the lighting and stuff.
I mean,
moving it into the new Unreal Engine. But yeah, I mean, would not the most sensible thing to do with this game is delay it till next year, and then they can put Arkham Knight in there as well.
Yeah.
Throw it out in like March.
Yeah. Put it out as a trilogy.
I think so.
You know, add Arkham Knight to it. Okay, yes, there's going to be people out. I know the danger is that if people have only got the new consoles, the chances are they might have Arkham Knight, and therefore they don't need it. But if you add that game in, but don't charge anymore, or maybe charge an extra £5 or something.
You open it up to a wider audience, yeah.
Idiots.
I think November's bad timing. I mean, yeah, the delay isn't ideal, but we get used to delays. They happen all the time. It's more...
It'll probably get delayed from November.
Yeah.
In all fairness.
Well, this isn't official. This is just reports saying... I mean, this might not even be a release thing. They might just be saying, what we need to do to make this game better is going to take us at least 4 months, which now puts us into November.
Yeah.
That's probably what
they
more
did say
what they're saying.
Delayed indefinitely.
They said, they said that they don't have a release date and they'll let us know when there is one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it a little bit before, but they're just obviously following the PC release. They're very cautious about releasing a game that's anything less than spectacular.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, for those of you who were looking forward to playing some form of Batman this summer, you will be able to play the new Telltale series of Batman. That's going to be launching digitally in August. There is a physical release coming the following month in September, but should be warned that it's not really a physical release. The disc will come with episode 1 on, and episodes 2 to 5 will still have to be downloaded. So if you're buying physical just because you like having a disc on your shelf, that's fine. But if you're buying physical because you don't have internet or good internet and you wanted to have all of the games on the disc, then it's still not really the collection for you. Which they did this with another game, I'm sure they did, which is really stupid. Like, if you're going to release physical, do it. They did it with Life is Strange. Wait till the end and then actually release them all on the disc, because all the episodes are on the disc there. There's no download or anything, is there?
No download. Everything's there, and
Minecraft they did it with.
Really good collection. Yeah, I think it's do it with Minecraft.
Episode 1 on the disc.
Yeah.
And then the rest is download. It's like, well, no, that's not... I don't know. I suppose you want to release it at the start while the hype's there, rather than launching the disc as an afterthought, maybe.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I suppose they did it with Hitman as well, didn't they? They released episodic and you could buy the thing with the codes and everything. But... if you are looking forward to it, at least, August, next month now, there's going to be a premiere trailer on Saturday at Comic-Con, so look out for that, where we'll actually see some footage of the first episode. Predominantly not always biggest fans of Telltales here. I know Game of Thrones was an exception for you, Dan. Is Batman going to be another exception, or do you not care about Batman in the same vein as you cared about Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I'm unlikely to pick it up straight away. Maybe when it's all said and done, kind of thing. Same way I did it with Game of Thrones was once the whole collection's out and they're doing like the offer that they did and so on, and being able to pick it up slightly less. But it's not something that I want to jump on straight away.
No, I think I'm in the same boat as you. It's like, I like Batman. I'll probably get this one, but I don't like, especially with Telltale. Telltale don't have a release date set. Like, I'd want to know when all 5 are coming out. If I know that they're coming only a month later, then maybe I'll get in. But to play an episode and then potentially have to wait 3 months for the next one. So I've got no interest.
And because each episode's only a couple of hours, like 3 hours most, kind of thing.
2 to 3 generally, yeah.
It's like you burn through it too quickly to then have a random release schedule of.
And they're always on cliffhangers as well, so you immediately want to play that next episode.
Well, it's like Life is Strange. At least you had the release dates from day one, didn't you? You knew when you were going to be getting the next episode.
Well, not exactly, but they said basically each one was going to be about 6 weeks after the next, which I think it was in all but one case where one got delayed. But yeah, there was a consistency from episode to episode.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes in Telltale in the past, you'll wait 2 months for episode 2, and then episode 3 will come out like a couple of weeks later.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Excited for Dash? Batman? No?
Nah, probably not. I'm still playing through. I bought I did get the new Batman game on PS4 last year. No, year before. When was I don't know. Anyway.
Summer 2015.
So last year. So I picked that up, but I still only got probably halfway through the game. I didn't really get into it. I mean, I know that you...
Too much tanking.
You completed it, but yeah, I'll probably get back to it at some point, but I'm not fussed about the game now.
Let's end the news with the best news of the week by far. Should have probably opened with this, but I always like to end the news on a happy note when we can.
Yeah.
And there's nothing happier than knowing that the Nintendo Entertainment System, known as the NES, is making a comeback this year. In frankly, a surprise announcement, Nintendo confirmed that this classic edition of the console, it's a miniaturized version, looks like it can fit in your hand, will be coming on November 11th. It will be launching with 30 games that are bundled into it. It doesn't use the internet, it doesn't use external storage. It's basically one of these things where you can plug it into your TV.
Yeah, it's like the
and
stuff you used to get
games.
as a kid.
Yeah.
Like the all-in-one
all-in-one game things.
Yeah.
But it's designed to look exactly like the NES. You're going to get a controller that's exactly like the classic NES controller, and it's going to have 30 classic games on there. I've got half of them down here, but it includes like Castlevania 1 and 2, Donkey Kong, Final Fantasy, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Brothers, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, Super Mario Brothers 1, 2 and 3, Legend of Zelda and Zelda 2 is just some of the 30 games involved. So all of that for 50 quid. I think it's an absolute steal, an absolute must-buy, not just for fans of Nintendo, but for video game fans in general. There's no excuse to not buy this.
I think I saw Bubble Bubble was on there as well.
Bubble Bubble is on there, yes.
Yeah, so it'll keep the wife happy.
So that's why you're buying it for the one game. 50 quid for the one game.
I've actually already got it because they had it on the Arcade Classics on the PS4.
Oh yeah, I remember, yeah.
So I downloaded that, so she was... it's one of the few games that she's actually picked up a controller and played.
You going to pick this one up, Dan? Yeah. Christmas present?
Maybe.
Christmas present. It's
not as a Nintendo fan as such, because growing up I was...
Well, even more reason.
No, that's what I'm saying, because growing up I was on the Sega side of it, so it's not a nostalgia side of things that would force me to do it, but like you said, as someone who is into video games, I think that's more the reason why
I'm the exact same as you. I grew up as a Sega kid, so I didn't really ever play any of these games. I've played a few of them, like the Marios and the Zeldas, on like Game Boys that have come since, or virtual stores. One thing I should add as well, actually, is that the NES controller can plug into Wii Remote, and then you can use it on like the virtual console games on the Wii and Wii U.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That's good. So, yeah. It's already... The pre-orders went up yesterday, I think, on Amazon.co.uk, and they've already all gone. So I would imagine it's going to be quite hard to get hold of.
Yeah.
I hope it's not going to be in... I really hope they're not going to be in limited quantities.
I wouldn't have thought so, because I think they're going to... that Nintendo will realise the...
popularity.
The popularity and the market here available to them.
So it'll probably work the same way as all their recent console releases of release a few, realise that people actually wanted more than they made, and then you've got to spend about another 2 years waiting for one to become available.
Apart from the Wii U, where anyone could buy any of them at any time, because no one wanted a Wii U.
I will miss the cartridge blowing though. That was always entertaining.
You know, if you want to feel like, you could just get one of your cartridges out and just blow it before you start playing anyway. If you feel like that's part of your pre-NES ritual.
and then the spring on the tray when you push the game down. So you pushed it in and then pushed it down, and sometimes it wouldn't always click in. So it'd like press it and it'd pop back up and press it, and you had to get it to.
Isn't it crazy to think that how far we've come with video games? Is that's what they used to be on, the size of the cartridge. We're now getting 30 games inside a box that fits in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, I know. I reckon, so this is going to be... I mean, a cartridge was basically the size of your hand. I mean, they were the size of a DVD case now, so...
Yeah, I mean, that's the N64 cartridge.
Oh, yeah, they were
twice... It's not bigger than that.
Twice the length of that.
Yeah.
Although the thing I love is the fact that this is obviously before the internet was being used and so on to spread information. Yet still somehow everyone learnt the idea of your game's not working, pull it out, blow on the cartridge, put it back in technique. Even though I don't think it actually makes a difference.
No, of course it doesn't.
It probably didn't, but
I'm sure like Mythbusters or like not, but someone else like they maybe like The Bird or like someone actually proved whether or not it actually worked or something.
I mean, I can understand it if there is dust and whatever in there that it needs to come out, but it's like if it's in its box. Kind of thing. It's not going to get that dusty.
It worked, right?
It did work.
100% of the time.
Of course. I mean,
so that's science for you. The facts are there. Science works on fact. Doesn't work. Take it out. Blow. Works. It's kind of really.
And if it doesn't work the first time, it's because you didn't blow hard enough, and you need to pull it out again and try.
And you did. You'd blow harder. You would.
Pretty much how I live my life. If I get a good blow, I'm always good to go. Basically, it's my motto for life. We'll move on to the game.
I think we should move on.
We'll move on to this week's game releases. We're going to kick off with Ghostbusters on the PS4 and Xbox One. If you haven't heard, there is a new Ghostbusters film out now. Yeah, it came out on Friday. So to coincide with this is a new video game. Don't buy it. It's getting terrible reviews. Some would say it's as bad as the film, but I can't say that, otherwise I'm a feminist hater, so the film's fine.
It doesn't even tie into the film.
It doesn't tie into the film, it's just a game. Like the character, the Ghostbusters, they're not the characters from the new film or the old film, they just seem to be 4 random Ghostbusters. And I think...
Licensing.
Probably, yeah. But I think on Metacritic it's sitting in the 40s, so just don't buy it.
Yeah.
If you really want a Ghostbusters game, go and pick up the PS3 game, which effectively was Ghostbusters 3. Yeah. I'm pretty sure even Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray were involved in the script of that game.
I'm pretty sure one of them actually said it was.
This is
meant to be.
It was Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. If not that game, the game before, but Bill Murray's definitely been involved in a lot of the sort of commentary. Not the commentary. The what's the word I'm looking for?
Creative design.
Yeah.
Definitely not in this one though.
No.
Also on the PS4, we have Adrift. This is the space first-person experience game. Some people have called it Gravity, the video game. Gravity, the movie game. I'm pretty sure... No, Dan, you cannot take credit for that. Everyone
I have called it that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like how you're like, it was me. I'm the only one that said it.
You said some people, so I'm holding my hand up as one of those some.
Yeah. So this is the game. We looked up his name before, and I've forgotten his name again already.
Orth.
Adam Orth. Yeah. So he worked at Xbox when they revealed the Xbox One, and you may remember there was a certain executive that when everyone was giving the Xbox One shit for being this DRM always online machine, when they announced it, obviously it was a really bad reveal. Everyone hated it, and he basically went onto Twitter and said, "Get over yourselves. The hashtag deal with it was the trending thing. You know, if you want a console that doesn't always have to be connected to the internet, we already make one for you. It's the Xbox 360. Basically, shitting on anyone that had a negative opinion about it. So his position became untenable at Microsoft. He left, and then he decided to make this game, which is kind of a metaphor for how he felt, all alone in space, slowly running out of oxygen and dying. I'm sure that bit was just added for the drama of the game rather than
his physical
state.
Yes.
But we know this is in Oculus Rift. Hopefully it might come to PlayStation VR. That would be...
I'd expect it to.
I would expect it to. The fact that it has been built on a a first-person basis. The game looks great, and it would work very well as PlayStation VR.
Well, yeah.
Well, we know it will work in the headset because all PS4 games will work in the VR headset, but will
Correct.
it actually be a VR experience remains to be seen on the console. Because obviously we do know that Oculus is more powerful than VR.
Yes.
So it might be that I don't know how easily... obviously if you make a game for Xbox One, it can work on PS4, why not? But you can make multi-platform games. I don't know how easy it is to make multi-platform VR games yet. We haven't really
I don't know. Wait.
seen that yet. It's still way too early to find out. We then have Kill Strain on the PS4. This is a free-to-play game from the guys at Santa Monica Studios. This
Free to play for PS Plus.
PS Plus, yes, it's PS Plus exclusive.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's staying free-to-play, but it's said on the PlayStation Store that the offer expires on the 17th, so you better act very, very fast if you want to get that. This is a multiplayer arena-based shooter. It's
the 17th today.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's the 19th. It said the 19th.
Oh, the 19th. Sorry, yeah. You have one more day. That's what I remembered.
Yeah.
Right. Damn it! They now know we're not filming on Monday.
They know.
I'm pretty sure we've kept it up for 106 episodes. So this is it's a multiplayer shooter. 2 teams of mercenaries, 4 on each side, and then 2 mutants come. You basically battle each other, but then 2 mutants get added to the fray, and the mutants, if they kind of effectively capture you, then turn you into mutants, and then obviously flips the table. Looks quite cool, or sounds cool, and it looks cool as well, to be fair.
Yeah, it's one of those where the balance can be shifted, I think, in terms of, once, whether it's you or someone else in your team that are caught and mutated, I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, mutated, I suppose, would be the right word.
They, then obviously it shifts the balance on the game. So yeah, it's a nice concept. We've seen games fairly similar to this, I think, before, where it's been a 4v4 or something. But
I think we'll have to give it a go, seeing as it's free.
yeah, absolutely.
Be rude not to.
It would.
We then have Anarcute for the Xbox One and PC. This is a Wyatt Simulator, I would call it. That's what I am calling it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem sinister because the Wyatters?
Rioters.
Yeah. They are cute, cuddly animal creatures. So...
Hence the title.
Yeah. It's a play on anarchy, I believe.
It is, yeah. Not our first play on words this week for a game title.
No, we will get to that shortly. But yeah, it looks fun. It does actually look like the aesthetic of the game looks cool.
Yeah.
Whether or not there's any substance to it, obviously we don't know. Whenever we look at these games, all we've seen, we base it purely on the trailer.
Yeah, it appears to be one of these games that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's trying to, I think, embrace a fighting game or a rioting game, but looking at it from a very different angle, with it being quite an innocent, shall we say.
Do you remember a game, Dan, called State of Emergency by Rockstar?
Yes, but I can't.
Well, it wasn't a very good game. It was basically, obviously you know what State of Emergency is.
Yes.
So it was effectively that, like, you're just rioting in this town. And so it was like this, but... Rockstar.
Yeah.
So a little bit less cute, a little bit more violent. It wasn't very good, but it was still fun. We have Assault Suit Linus on the PS4. This is our mech shooter of the week.
Yeah.
Looks like very much a 90s arcade game.
Yes.
I think. There's not really much else to say about it.
Yeah.
It's basically what left to right scrolling.
Side-scrolling, we would call that, generally. But yeah, it's our mech shooter of the week. We seem to have quite a few of them coming out recently. We'll move on
to game before Titanfall 2.
Yeah, getting in the hype. Kerbal Space Program on the Xbox One. Dan, you seem to know a little bit about this game from its PC release originally, I assume.
Yeah, it's PC. It's now also out on PS4 in the US.
Yeah,
worldwide,
so
Xbox, and then
suck it, Europe.
At some point in Europe, we'll get the PS4 version as well. But the whole idea is you build your space rocket, successful launch, failed launch, whatever. Keep adapting. Then you're also trying to orbit the Earth, and you're trying to get to the Moon, and you're trying to get to other planets, and it's just you expand outwards as you get better and better at the game.
Sounds like a difficult game. I'd imagine building a spaceship to take to the Moon and back is not a very easy thing to do.
No, it's not. But I like I love this concept of this game.
It's a weird one in the sense of it's very simplistic in what it's asking you to do, but it's also still got those physics of like slingshotting around a planet and so on. And
it does look very cool, actually. I do like the concept of this, and it's definitely something that I might look to pick up. I'm kind of in it. We've talked about obviously our summer gaming and stuff, and I've got these games on the shelves that I want to kind of complete and go back to, but it's just like I'm kind of too far gone. I just want to play something new and light now. Yeah. So something like that. Well, light might not be the right one for this, but it does still look like a good bit of fun.
Yeah, an astrophysicist like myself,
of course.
We like these sorts of games. Yeah.
I want to see you playing it at home with all like the blueprint charts out and so on.
He's got his set squares for his right angles.
My calculator. My blackboard and chalk. Yeah.
We have Cube on Xbox One. This is just a pretty simplistic puzzle game. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of puzzle games now. The genre's really made quite a big comeback over the last year or so. I know Ash is a big fan of puzzle games.
Yeah.
But obviously he wants to challenge himself a bit more this week. Not just any kind of normal puzzle. He wants to do astro engineering.
Yeah, I still really want to go back to that one you did the Let's Play on, the really
Witness.
colourful. Was it the Witness?
The Witness, yeah. That's hard.
Yeah.
I got stuck and then gave up on that.
Yes.
Like I basically did this whole world and completed it, and I was like, now I have no idea where to go and no idea what to do. And it's not like there's even levels, so you can't even look up online how to do it easily, because it's just like there's so many puzzles, and the puzzle game is not really a puzzle game you want to look up online anyway.
Yeah, it's not, because it kind of defeats the object. Yeah.
The only thing you kind of want to look up is, because I know it often runs on a series of like puzzles or where you are. It's like I don't understand the concept of what it's asking me to do.
Yeah,
it's like you look up, it tells you how you're meant to do it.
And
then you can apply it to every single one following.
Yeah.
Because there are things like that where it's just like I don't get how I'm meant to start this.
Yeah.
It's definitely a game that's pretty difficult, but maybe on a little lighter side, we've got the Militant or Militant Aunt this week on the PS4. This is our second play on words. It's a combat shooter where you are an ant who appears to be in some sort of military.
An army ant.
Some would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks fine, looks fun, kind of standard, kind of side-scrolling platform shooter. That's on the PS4. We then have a Pharaonic on the Xbox One. This was the action RPG, wasn't it?
You're the.
They called it an unforgiving action RPG. Whenever I hear of that, I always think of Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and even the combat kind of looked a little bit similar. It was kind of quite slow moving and stuff. Set kind of ancient Egypt, Pharaoh stuff. That should look quite cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to do a little bit more research on this game to see if it's as good as it sounds. Although I don't really like hard games, they cause me to break controllers and stuff. The Solus Project on Xbox One. I'm sure we've talked about this game before. We were talking about it before. I can't remember why. But it's first-person space survival game. You kind of find.
So you've crashed and you've just got to basically live.
Survive.
Find water, find food, find shelter, find heat sources, all of that sort of thing. But there's stuff going on in the environment that drives you through a narrative and so on as well, and you learn about the civilization that was on the planet before.
If it's not this game, we've definitely seen. I'm sure it's this game, so I recognise the name. But if it's not this one, we've seen a game very, very similar to this before as well.
It's definitely Space Week this week, isn't it?
I feel like we've talked about it somewhere, but I don't know whether it's in the game releases or just.
We talk about so much game stuff now; it's hard to keep track.
It is, yeah.
Super Mutant Alien Assault on the PS4, Xbox One. This was just another kind of platformer-ish game. Surprisingly enough, there's some aliens that are assaulting one another. But they're not just any aliens, they're super mutant aliens. So, it's fine, it's just another one of these.
They're not even mutant aliens, they're super mutants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, do you know how much you have to mutate to be a super mutant?
Twice?
I assume so.
Yeah. We then have Type Rider. This is actually another play on words.
That's another play on words, yeah.
For the PS4 and Vita. This is a puzzle platformer game. You appear to be kind of two dots, and you're going through a world which appears to be like kind of like this lost world of like a typewriter. And you're going through stories. You see letters and everything. It looks actually quite cool.
Yeah.
If you are a linguist, then maybe this is the platformer for you. Who knows? And then the final game this week is Video Ball on PS4 and Xbox One. This reminded me a lot of iDarb. It's kind of a shape-based multiplayer ball game.
Yeah, it's like a physics-based game, isn't it?
Physics-based, very basic shapes, and there's a ball you'll need to get each end. You can go 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, and apparently if you win, it will make you feel very good, which I do not doubt because I do love winning. But
who doesn't?
But I just like that they say it in the trailer. It's like you have to win to feel very good.
Yeah.
In other words, our game is only good when you're winning.
It's a feel-good game.
Yeah.
If you're winning.
So that's it for this week. It's quite a few game releases.
Yeah. It's,
Ash, do you have any idea which is going to be your game of the week?
Yeah, I think I do like the look of Adrift. But for me, I'm going to actually go with Kerbal Space Program.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game. It's a game I'm more likely to pick up. I am very. I love space. I love the physics around that. I also like puzzle games, and I think for this, it's going to be challenging in that you really need to. It's going to have the puzzle aspect in a way because you're going to need to trial and error to try and get your spacecraft or your shuttle in the right mode and trial and error to get it up and running and launched. I think it's going to be a good few hours of entertainment.
Yeah. Dan?
Yeah, I'm the same.
I thought you both might be, yeah. For the same reasons, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
The two geeks either side of the sofa, yeah.
Fucking nerds. I don't know what I'm going to pick. Probably Ghostbusters? No, I'm not really. I think I would probably actually lean towards Space Program. I think that's actually the one I might pick up. But I'm also intrigued by the Sailors Project. But what should I pick? I'm going to pick Killstrain because it's free. It's within my budget. And it looks fun. I am a fan of kind of like top-down twin stick shooters. It looks like that. Not quite sure about the multiplayer element, but I like the balancing, the changing balance of the teams and stuff. Yeah. So it's one that I'm intrigued in. It looks good, and the pedigree behind the studio is decent. So hopefully it's a good game. But yeah, good choices on the Space Program. Anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. So that's it for this week on the Game of the Week show. Let us know down below whether or not you're playing any of those games, Adrift or the Space Program. Let us know how your spaceships are going. Maybe you can get some tips from the astrophysicist over here. Let us know as well what you think about these Batman delays. Are you excited for Telltale? What are Xbox going to do in the absence of their program, and whether or not you're going to be picking up a NES, or whether or not you already have a NES. But for now, Ash, Dan,
cheers guys.
Thank you as always.
Gentlemen.
And everyone out there, thanks for watching. We will see you all next time.